Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Live from the newsroom in Austin, Texas, here's Drinkin' Bros Fake News. I love that. I feel like we should be shuffling papers and getting ready. The copy's ready. The hot off the presses. Things are ready. We're professional newsmen's.
Not doing that.
You should, Dan.
I think we should be exhaling smoke because that's what I do before every show is get high as fuck because that's the only way I can deal with the constant rampage that is America.
Sure.
I mean, it's fucking wild.
You know what was funny, man? So I've gotten a lot of DMs in the last 24 hours. I'm not sure if you have regarding the Eric Trump thing, where I got the same thing every time. They were like, dude, he just seemed like unbelievably honest and open and like frustrated, like just a frustrated dude who was just at the end of the rope. And I was like, yeah, it was, unplanned, obviously, but man, he was going through it, and I enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed his candor. You seem to be saying that you enjoyed that he was going through it.
Well, just in a public way, because I think it's safe to say this, but like some guests we get aren't as open as others, and sometimes it's like, oh, hey, I'm not going to talk about this one thing, that one thing, or whatever. There was an athlete, I'm not going to say who it was, a famous athlete, but I remember looking at you, Delco, afterwards, and I was like, that was no bueno, and it was like these stilted answers, and that's what I expected out of him, I guess, and he was the opposite. Where it was just like, I mean, he was banging the table and shit. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Good hair, too. Somebody said that he reminded them of the younger brother from Step Brothers, right? The guy that was on Parks and Rec.
Oh, yeah.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
But he had like the slick back hair.
Adam Scott?
Nice clothes. Yeah, Adam Scott. Yeah, nice clothes. My question was not whether or not he looked like him, but can he sing like him? Because
maybe.
That man had the voice of an angel.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time on it, too. It wasn't just natural talent. He also went to school to learn how to sing better. Mm-hmm. I respect the effort.
So do I. And then for Delco, I will say this. You have to sign in at your agency when you go to fucking meet them and all that shit, I guess in case you're going to blow up the place. And there was an Adam Scott that was signed in ahead of me, and I thought it was the golfer. And then I was in the elevator with him afterwards, and I was like, you're not the golfer. Do you get that a lot? And he goes, I get it all the time. He wasn't that famous, though. And even you didn't know his name, and you love that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he just kind of blends in.
He's been in a lot of stuff. I mean, he was in Big Little Lies. He played the cuck, I believe, was his role in that.
Yeah.
There's this movie called Operation Endgame that's terrible, but it's got a ton of people, like Ellen Barkin's in it, Jeffrey Tambor is in it. I don't even remember who all is in it. A lot of people. Fucking Bob Odenkirk's in it. Yeah. It's like a star-studded... what's his name? Fuck, I can see his face in my head. There's a bunch of people in that movie. I don't think anybody's ever heard of it. It was kind of like revenge porn. I don't want to give it away, but it came out...
No, go ahead. You can spoil it.
It came out in like 2009, I think. This dude enters the secret organization of assassins or some shit. But it's like, it's weird. They've all got stupid names. But the overarching theme is he's a plant in there to destroy it. His mom's working on it and blah, blah, blah. And he's blowing up the Bush national security apparatus, basically, so Obama can take over and make things right again. It was like fucking early stage liberal Hollywood fucking revenge porn.
Yeah.
There's no point in watching it, by the way. Oh, Zach Galifianakis is also in it.
There's one.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I would watch it for him.
It's actually a good movie.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. It
sounds terrible. You didn't give that a good pitch.
No, I'm terrible at that. A lot of intrigue, a lot of really good fight scenes and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. We get some house cleaning to do at the top of the show here. Obviously, we got the Hard AF Seltzer coming out soon. I'm drinking some right now. We had a young man break through to the system and order a case. When you're setting up a new website and everything to ship, as you're doing the test runs for it, there's usually a password, so you can swap it around, make sure everything's working correctly before it goes out to Gen Pop. And somebody guessed the password, got into the system and then ordered a case of seltzer.
Yeah.
To Maryland. We allowed to say his name?
I don't care. He technically hacked into our website, so I'll say his name whenever I want.
Go ahead.
It was David Swiston.
And
David Swiston. I'm not familiar with the name. He may go by something else on social media, but that was it's pretty funny. I saw an order.
Know this. We're not mad. We're impressed by this. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah, I already talked to him. I gave him. I'm giving him a discount code for some cool shit because
That's awesome.
But that's not going to happen again. So don't go try to fucking guess the password. He was the first person to do it and showed ingenuity, and he was clever. So
That's really funny, man.
yeah.
Big ups to him, dude. Yeah, we'll give you a discount. Again, we're not mad. More impressed. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's absolutely amazing. First up, what's going on in Russia? Over the last 24 hours, Russia has started shelling inside Ukrainian territory and has been expelled. Oh, they have expelled already 2 U.S. diplomats from Moscow.
The number 2 U.S. diplomat.
Really?
Yeah.
Not 2?
Nope.
I think they got rid of 2 diplomats. I thought that's what I read. Not on this, but in a different article.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. I thought it was 2 of them that were still left in the building. Also, in the past 24 hours, Russia has intimated that the reason for their aggression is that the Minsk protocol hasn't been followed by Ukraine. Forgive me for asking, what is the Minsk protocol?
Minsk.
Yeah, what is it?
It's an agreement between the Russia and Ukraine that happened in 2015 that ended the current conflict that was going on there. Now, Russia says the reason for this aggression right now, at least they said that over the last 2 days, is that it's because of violations of the Minsk agreement or whatever, not living up to a certain standard or whatever it happens to be. I'm not sure about the particulars of it, but their opponents said that Russia has intentionally made it difficult or impossible to reach those standards for the Ukraine. I don't know what that means either. I don't trust any of these motherfuckers. So
I don't either.
Both sides are saying this, by the way, without providing any actual evidence for it. Mm-hmm. So, meanwhile, Secretary Blinken is still suggesting that Russia is planning some kind of false flag operation, and maybe they are. Who knows? But that's a completely unfalsifiable claim. If you don't believe that, just go look at the fucking news from last week, where his deputy was just getting fucking roasted by the media. I mean, just fucking like, hey, we're told that there's some kind of false flag operation that's supposed to happen. How do you know that? And he goes, well, that's what the intelligence says.
Right.
And he goes, oh, okay, well, that you said unclassified intelligence, so are you going to share it with us? And he goes, I just did. I just told you. Like, no, that's not evidence.
Still didn't. I still don't think anything's going to happen with this Russia-Ukraine thing. It feels weird at this point that it's something else going on. I'm in the false flag camp on this one. I think I'm not big into conspiracies, but I just don't see why. I don't really understand the why.
Well, they don't need a false flag, and the fact that their Secretary of War, or whomever it was, said that one of the reasons for the aggression was violations of the Minsk thing. That is their pretext. They don't need anything else. Like, there's no reason to run some false flag operation. That doesn't make any sense.
Unless they were trying to hack a country or trying to sneak something into the country, then you do all this bullshit. Nobody's really paying attention.
Russia already controls a great deal of the Ukraine. They don't need to do any of that shit. Like, this isn't like the U.S. and Mexico.
I think the Ukraine killed Bob Saget.
That's possible,
I'm going to go ahead and say it live on air.
But the fact that the argument's now switching towards the Minsk Protocol, let's keep one thing in mind. The U.S. had no involvement in that process. And the agreement was written by Russia, Ukraine, and OSCE. And it was mediated by France and Germany, not us. So we have nothing to do with any of this shit. NATO didn't do it. It was France and Germany by themselves. And if you watched yesterday's show with Eric Trump, you'll know that Germany doesn't even pay its bills to NATO. They don't even pay their fair share to NATO. So why the fuck should we waste a single dollar or American life protecting that region? That's your region. You fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
If Mexico starts fucking trying to invade other countries, then we'll fucking handle it. All right? But until then, you deal with your own fucking mess.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about what goes on.
And a European war would be kind of dope anyways.
As long as we're not in it.
We'll get in eventually, but...
I wouldn't mind watching from a distance. I just don't want any of our guys in it.
I just think some redistricting over there would be appropriate.
What do you want to see first go? It's tough because there's some great countries in Europe. There's some shitty ones.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think I want to see any country in particular go anywhere.
Like if the Ukraine gets overtaken, does anybody really care?
Ukrainians, maybe.
Besides them.
Well, the 30% of them that don't like Russia.
Right.
No, I don't know. I doubt it. I would like to see the socialists get wiped out, right?
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen. So,
No.
you know.
Matt Barnes just threw a 20 here and said the APAC shirt is great. 99% of the reactions he gets are just people laughing and asking where to get it.
I actually enjoy wearing the one that says the actual APAC, like APAC, now because people will ask me what it is, and I have
You get to
the
tell
ability
them.
to tell them. All politicians are cunts. And they're, mixed reactions to that one.
Sure,
Some people agree
sure.
with the sentiment, but not the language. Others enjoyed very much. Some people not so much.
Okay. Matt Barnes enjoys it. You can go to drinkinbros.com/store and get yours now if you want one. But yeah, my money is on nothing happens with this fucking thing. And the reason why I said it felt weird earlier is at this point, this much fucking haberdashery's gone on. If you were going to do it, you would have done it at this point.
I don't know. I mean, kicking out ambassadors and dropping munitions on what's effectively sort of a neutral zone in the battle to come, that is a good sign that war is coming, typically. But we'll see. I mean, it's Putin. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, let me out of how many actually left, Bob? Is Bob back there? Yeah. Is he dumping out? How many diplomats were in there? I think it was 2.
In Russia?
Yeah, they said they expelled him.
I think it was just the number 2 guy in there.
Yeah, it was just 1.
Which is weird because why kick the deputy out but not the ambassador? Maybe the ambassador's not there.
Yeah,
But
that doesn't make sense to me.
If he's there and he's still there, that means that the deputy got caught doing something, like trying to pass intelligence or some other shit like that. Now, there's usually a station chief for the CIA at every embassy as well. So who knows what the fuck's going on there?
Yeah, so they just released a statement on it. The United States.
Okay.
We call on Russia to end its baseless expulsions of U.S. diplomats and staff and to work productively to rebuild our missions. Now more than ever, it is critical that our countries have the necessary diplomatic personnel in place to facilitate communication between our governments.
Man. So our diplomacy right now, the way that the State Department works and how incompetent they are and how incompetent they've been for a very long time now, is basically like Tony Soprano negotiating a deal with a general contractor. Like technically they're having a negotiation, but it's going Tony's way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he's the one in the fucking conversation that's got the balls to fucking do something. And maybe at some point Biden did have the balls, but now he definitely doesn't have the brains. That bitch doesn't even know where he is right now.
No.
He has no fucking clue.
No. And yes, it was just one diplomat. It says the American diplomat was indeed ordered to leave Russia, but strictly in response to the unreasonable expulsion of minister counselor of our embassy in Washington, despite his status as a leading official. Even that doesn't sound real.
Yeah.
He's got great status as a leading official.
Yeah. What are the stats on the back of his baseball card?
Yeah, it sounds like a Ron Burgundy story where you're like,
off.
what? Oh, he's a leading official in his field of things.
Boston Joe posted Tom Petty is greater than Neil Young. Neil Young back on Spotify.
Yeah, back like he never left.
Oops. What was that, 2 weeks to flatten the curve?
Jesus Christ, dude. That fucking guy. And yes, Boston Joe, I agree with you.
Everybody agrees. Nobody likes Neil Young.
I love Tom Petty.
But everybody loves Tom Petty. I've only heard people make fun of Neil Young.
Yeah.
That's it. Other than hipsters that were pretending to like him because they thought it was cool. Like, it's not cool, okay?
And
drugs are cool.
He was on record because he's super homophobic and he hates AIDS. And he's on record in the 80s saying his hatred for gay guys in particular. And his exact quote was using the F word.
Anybody that hates gay people that much just is secretly gay. That's it.
You think Neil Young's been getting boned this entire time?
He at least wanted to, yeah.
Who's he with? We saw him out one night. It was him and Daryl Hannah. I was back with my wife, and they were a restaurant we were at in Ventura. And I will say this, if somebody's going to strap one on and give it to you, Daryl Hannah, that's a good show. I mean, she's a tall lady. Like, she's going to give it to you. X going to give it to you.
I don't know who that is.
Daryl Hannah? Splash. Blonde? Hot blonde? Pull up a picture of Daryl Hannah. I
don't care.
Come on, you'll care.
I assure you it's unnecessary. I've actually got a better picture to pull up.
She was in Kill Bill.
I don't care. I had some people over the weekend do some research for me.
Okay.
And we found a picture.
All right.
We found a picture of your unborn daughter.
Oh, God damn it.
So, gonna need you to put that up there. Don't bother paying attention to the show because we're just hanging out.
Oof. Are you kidding me?
I airdropped it. Man.
That's hilarious.
He was focused on
Daryl Hannah.
Yeah.
Daryl Hannah. Sorry, we threw too many things with Bob.
We moved on from Daryl Hannah.
She had him some kind of way.
Yeah.
I need you to pull up this picture.
We'll find Daryl Hannah. We'll get back to Daryl Hannah. There's plenty of time for Daryl Hannah today. We have nowhere to be today, you know? Nowhere to be. Just a couple of kids, footloose and fancy free, doing stuff. Now Giorgio's moved over to that computer.
It's a mess.
It's a
absolute mess.
Look at you guys back there. Giorgio's got a big gulp.
There we go.
There we go. So there's a couple of things I want to draw your attention to. One is obviously the fanny pack.
Yeah, is that the Lázaro Lopez?
Yeah. One is the fanny pack. You also notice Jesse's face and a pair of pit vipers and a Mexican mullet.
Oh, that's really good. Who did that?
Jay did it in like fucking 3 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
Send that to me. We'll post it.
Yeah.
That's great. We'll put it up on Instagram. That's really fucking funny.
So yeah, I mean, that's what 18 years of that, my man. Unless you die of COVID next time.
Yeah, dude. Unless pneumonia takes me out.
COVID.
I'm done.
I don't think COVID kills anybody.
No.
Like,
who knows?
Like 70% of people I read today have permanent resistance to Omicron now, which is interesting. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, everything's getting lifted right now. So they clearly know either one of two things is happening. There's an election, or everybody's like, oh, shit, we're at the end of this. We're all done. Because even those European countries who are super strict are getting the fuck out of this shit.
Israel's on the brink of canceling all their bullshit, too.
Are they really?
Yeah.
And they're on, like, their 9th booster shot over there.
Yeah.
So
they follow the science.
Yeah, we all do. You have to follow the science. It's the only way you can get to school.
Last row Wiseman.
Last row We haven't picked a name yet. Last row sounds great.
Yeah.
Last row sounds great.
Last row.
We also found out, speaking of last row, 2 of the March Madness tournament games are here in Texas. One's in Fort Worth and one's in San Antonio.
Cool.
Sweet 16's in San Antonio. Opening round is in Fort Worth. So maybe we'll send last row to one of those. Next up, Hillary Clinton is a full-blown criminal and the media just doesn't care. According to investigators, lawyers for the Clinton campaign paid a tech company to infiltrate servers belonging to Trump Tower in order to establish a connection between Donald Trump and Russia. Clinton lawyer Michael Sussman has been charged with making false statements to a federal agent after telling then FBI General Counsel James Baker that was not working for any clients, while billing records show multiple payments from the Clinton campaign. 2 months before the 2016 presidential election, Sussman held a meeting where he presented data that allegedly tied the Trump organization with Alpha Bank, which has ties to the Kremlin. This is why I was seeing the tweet from Hillary Clinton yesterday. So she tweeted a Vanity Fair article, which is not so much on the cutting edge of political.
No, she may have well sent in a
coverage.
3.5-inch floppy drive.
Yeah.
With data on it. Like, who the fuck reads or listens to Vanity Fair?
And they were
Jesus
like,
Christ.
This is the reason why that story is false. And
Yeah,
it was
she
like,
basically tried to pull the AOC, like, oh, Republicans just want to date me.
oh, God.
Like, no, dude, there's evidence and there's indictments in there.
Yeah.
And have you read it? No. Damn.
So this is in relation to what we were talking about with Eric Trump yesterday. A probe launched by special counsel John Durham has uncovered evidence that Sussman acquired the purported data With the help of numerous cyber researchers and employees at multiple internet companies, in Durham's filing, it is claimed that an unnamed tech executive tasked researchers at a U.S.-based university with mining internet data from Trump servers to establish an interference and narrative tying Trump to Russia. This just keeps going back and forth with all this fucking shit, and the media won't cover this story.
No, because it supports what Donald Trump's been saying all along, that he's been spied on from the time he was in the campaign until the time he was in the White House. Now we know that to be the truth.
So the video that's being shared everywhere on Twitter and all that stuff is Leslie Stahl from 60 Minutes interviewing Trump, where he says repeatedly, I'm being spied on by the Clinton campaign. And Leslie Stahl's like, oh, come on.
You can't say that without
true.
evidence. He goes, we have evidence.
We have evidence.
But nobody would pay attention until a third party did it, which is fine.
Which they have now.
Yeah.
So what happens with this?
I don't know. Trump's response was, this is a scandal far greater in scope and magnitude than Watergate, and those who were involved in and knew about this spying operation should be subject to criminal prosecution. He's right about that. Now, it may seem like hyperbole to say it's worse than Watergate, but Watergate was the Democratic National Committee, right, at large. It wasn't a specific candidate. Not that that makes it any better, but it was then the president in this case.
Right.
Like, he had already, that shit was already done by the time the presidency was done. So, I don't know, man. I think it's worse. I think this is one of the worst assaults on our republic in recent history. And I think it started in 92 when the Clintons first showed up to Washington, frankly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is a fucking crime family, if there ever was one.
And according to Media Research Center, ABC, CBS, NBC have dedicated more than 40 hours of airtime to the investigation into Trump's alleged connections with Russia. And Durham's recent filing hasn't received anywhere near the same amount of coverage, and MSNBC ignored the report for almost 5 days before finally addressing it. Yeah. I think they were forced into addressing it because Hillary finally tweeted about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's starting to gain steam.
Well, the other thing about that is there was a very mainstream non-Republican, for sure, poll that suggested 66% of Democrats want Hillary Clinton investigated for this. That's a bit of a turn, to be honest. I mean, people who voted for Biden, they weren't just holding their nose. They were holding their eyes, ears, nose, and mouth all at the same time. Like, that's one of the worst votes you've ever cast in your life. Honestly, he's definitely the worst president we've had in our lifetime, for sure. If not, we'll see. He's still got 2 years left. Right?
Yeah.
2.5 years left, actually. So he may be the worst in history if he continues to give up all the ground that we've picked up, and I don't mean literal ground, figurative ground in foreign policy, also while restricting Americans' ability to make money and fucking live their lives freely. Like, you're doing both at the same time. I don't know if a president's ever done that before. Fucked up so bad over there and tried to take people's rights away.
The only person that's ever been brought up time and time again is Jimmy Carter. But I wasn't.
He was just feckless.
We weren't around for that.
Yeah,
so.
but you were.
No, not even close.
Yeah, he was.
Clinton had just taken office when I was born.
Jimmy Carter was feckless and incompetent. That's not the same thing by any stretch of the imagination.
You don't think the same thing about Biden?
No, I think he's a piece of shit. I think he's an evil piece of shit. Before all this dementia stuff started, all that Hunter Biden bullshit fucking deals. God, what is his name? Hold on. Crap.
With the Ukraine or with...
No, this author that we had on recently that writes about the Biden crime family and the Pelosi crime family, what Paul's up to, and then what's his nuts? Chris Hines.
Yeah.
Teresa Hines' son, who's John Kerry's stepson, and how they are... I mean, it is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
All the shit they're into. He was a big piece of shit saying racist, dumb bullshit a long time before all this dementia stuff kicked in. So, no, I don't think he's just feckless. I think he got in telling people that he was going to fucking pay off their student loans and end COVID and fucking fix whatever the fucking... He didn't do shit. All he did was take people's rights away, lock them down farther, and cause what's going to be 10% inflation by probably next week.
Peter Schweizer.
Yeah, Peter Schweizer. He's a great writer.
Yeah. You think the inflation will really go up to 10%?
Yeah, I think it's going up to 10% next week, probably.
How do we survive?
You just took a 10% pay cut.
Haircut, dude. Ugh, God damn it. You can take a 40% haircut, though, at ghostbed.com/drinking bros. 40% off the bundle package. It's the adjustable base and the mattress. The adjustable base has to be there. So does the mattress. Don't ask if you can shove a pillow in there. No, you can't, okay? But if you get the adjustable base and the mattress and then you start adding on other things, yeah, you can still get 40% off that. But if you just want pillows or sheets or their amazing weighted blankets or a bed cover or some choking restraints, do they have those yet?
No, but we're working on it.
That'd be great if they did.
Yeah, they're aftermarket.
Would you want your face on there? I think two little furry Dan faces, like as a raised hand. You know?
I want maybe my face and somewhere where people can see it while they're getting choked.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because depending on if they're a glass half full or empty person, they're going to see me as a potential savior from the choking or somebody that's looking down on them in judgment. You know
or somebody who's looking to start the party too, you know?
Yeah, maybe they're waiting for a dong to come out.
Yeah, like a nice cuck stitch in the bedroom. Not sure. We'll talk to Ghostbed about it. But the rest of their products are fantastic. Sleep on that goddamn mattress every night. And all the guests at my house do. I was even over at D'Anthony's and I checked. I lifted up the sheets. He's got a Ghostbed.
Oh, I do, yeah.
Okay.
I've got several of them.
Yeah.
And I'm getting more. I'm just going to put them on top of each other.
And Brittany says your neighbors can see into your window.
That's right, yeah. Some old man.
And watches you guys bone?
He sits back out on his porch, and it's probably about 50 feet away. So I doubt he's even able to see that far. But yeah, the window's kind of elevated, so it's like pretty much right on line with where his back porch is.
That's nice.
And we just leave the blinds. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, why not?
I make that old pathetic man watch me fuck my hot girlfriend.
Yeah.
Every single goddamn day.
And I look at that as a gift.
That's a gift for both of us.
Yeah. That's a gift, not a curse.
Yeah.
And so is Ghostbed. Go to ghostbed.com/drinking bros today. 2022, 60-month pay-as-you-go program, which is the fucking best in the biz, dude. I don't know anybody else is doing that. Get a brand new goddamn mattress set for $25 a month. Do it now. Delco Dan did it. If he can do it, anyone can do it. Go to ghostbed.com/drinking bros today. Next up, the Freedom Convoy continues to be attacked. The Give, Send, Go crowdfunding campaign for the Canadian Freedom Convoy protest was recently hacked, taking down the site and revealing the identities of thousands of donors. The attack froze the crowdfunding website and was accompanied by a message which read, is this real? Attention, Give, Send, Go grifters and patriots. The Canadian government has informed you that the money you assholes raised to fund an insurrection is frozen. You helped fund the January 6th insurrection in the U.S. You helped fund an insurrection in Ottawa. In fact, you were committed to funding anything that keeps the raging fire of misinformation going until it burns the world's collective democracies down. No shit.
So this
I knew they got hacked. I didn't know that was on the fucking screen.
The guy who hacked him is somebody that's hacked, or at least the guy claiming responsibility for it is a Canadian dude that's done this kind of shit before.
Okay.
Let me see if I can remember his name. It starts with a C. I can't remember his name. He's been banned from everything, but he's still got a website, I think. And he posted. I think he posted it on TikTok actually. That he was like just screaming at the camera, saying he did it.
So what happened? What happened to the money?
Or maybe it was Instagram. Do you want the video? Sure.
You have the video?
Yeah,
Great.
throw it up there.
It's bananas.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
He might hack that Hard AF Seltzer site though. Just so are we ready for
Well,
this?
we'll give him free seltzer.
I don't care.
Okay.
No, I'll fly to where he is and beat him to death.
All right. You'll want to.
No, I know. I've seen it. I've seen this.
That's a lot of breathing from him.
Nothing scares me. Nothing. Yes, I doxed the truckers. I did it. It was me. I hacked Give, Send, Go, baby. And I do it again.
He says he's a founding member of Anonymous.
Look at the heavy breathing though. It's a lot of breathing.
I do it 100 times. I did it. I did it. Come at me. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to me, huh?
Is this really the guy?
Yeah. Well,
No
maybe.
way.
He's claiming responsibility, and he has been arrested for this.
I hacked Epic Hosting. I hacked Parler. I hacked Gab. I hacked Truth Social. I hacked Go, Give, Send, Go. I don't care.
Truth Social's not even open yet, right? I mean, good for him.
You can literally put my name into the news tab on Google, and you can find everything I've done. I am literally in every mainstream media publication for the things that I do.
Do you think this dude...
I'm not an unknown actor.
Do you think he watches
I'm
a lot of
literally a
wrestling?
famous fucking cyber terrorist. And you think that you could scare me?
Oh, there's the breathing again. I like the breathing, though. It sells it. It sells it even more. You can tell he's thinking, he's angry.
See, they always default to the pedophile accusations. They always default to that because they have nothing else. It's actually some projection. That guy, I want to see his browser history. That guy loves little girls. I've hunted pedophiles. I've outed pedophile rings online. I have gotten pedophiles arrested, buddy. You have no idea who the hell I am.
Oh, yeah. Fucking feel that fear.
There isn't proof of shit, you fucking lying little cunt. Die! I'm going to restart this live.
He's directing himself and then just leaves it. Oh, god damn, dude.
Yeah.
So shit like this at least makes it exciting to be alive. I don't know whether he did it or not, and I don't care. But I enjoy the fuck out of that video, and I think it's hilarious.
Yeah,
Holy shit. But that's where we are. That's exactly who I picture all these people to look like.
Yeah.
I mean, if I went to Central Casting and I said, all right, I need a bunch of fucking Antifa-ish looking hackers, that would be the first person they spit out, and I would literally call a casting director and be like, hire him. Get their wardrobe sizes. Hire them today. Let's go. Tell them we shoot Tuesday at 6 a.m.
So the question, I guess, now is whether the Department of Justice is going to investigate and file for extradition, because he's committed about 15 felonies now that I can count. So that is cyber terrorism. He's correct. That's exactly what it is. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. The really disconcerting part isn't that some fucking basement-dwelling cunt like that is up to no good. That's obvious. You know, people are going to do shit like that.
Sure.
But the issue is that Twitter is allowing people to post the doxed information, which is, I'm told, against their policy, right? It's against their community standards.
Yeah.
And the Washington Post has received a list and is calling people, reaching out to people on the donor list, asking them why they gave money.
Yep. I don't know if you remember, they did the same thing during the 2020 election, right before they leaked all the Republican donors, and they were like, hey, feel free to call these guys and harass them.
Yeah.
And it was over like $5 and shit like that.
Yeah, there was a lady in Ottawa that gave some money, and then the list got released. She got lit up so bad that she closed her business and left. Right?
Fucking
yeah.
dude.
So just if you're out there, Washington Post, and you see my name and number in there, which you probably will, call me and see what happens. Whomever it is on the other end of the phone, I'm coming to find you. I promise you that. And it's going to be a big fucking problem for you, buddy.
So speaking of doxing, you know that Ilhan Omar tweet I sent you today?
Yeah.
Even Ilhan Omar thinks it's wrong.
Yeah, no shit.
And she quote tweeted the Canadian reporter who was posting about it, being like, read my work on Twitter, right? You know, like being like, here's my work.
Yeah.
But it's a good job. She quote tweeted it. The entire world agreed with Ilhan Omar.
Including Ted Cruz, by the way.
Yeah. Including Ted Cruz. And then Allison Ma went private on Twitter.
No shit.
Editor at the Ottawa Citizen/Sun.
So my question is this, because I don't live there, and there's not a lot coming out of Canada, to be honest with you, about this sitch. I know you did a show on American Party about it, which was awesome, but I can't tell if Canadians are behind Trudeau or not behind Trudeau, and how he's still in office with all this bullshit and everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
when you talked to the guy on American Party, what was the general consensus from him?
I mean, he seems to think that most people are fine outside of just the city of Ottawa. There's some people that are butthurt in the city, and there's probably butthurt people in the major cities as well. But I don't think that's really the issue. Like, it doesn't matter if 95% of Canadians agree with what's happening right now. It's wrong. That's what matters. It's wrong. And I think that what the deputy PM said this morning, that they're going to start fucking seizing people's money and shit like that because they donated to this campaign and that's it. Mm-hmm. And calling that terrorism, in my opinion, that is an act of war by the Canadian government against their own people. And I have some people that are complicit in that war. Let's see. TD Canada, RBC, CIBC, and Scotiabank. And if you look at the last 24 hours of activity there, they were all hit by unexplainable outages Wednesday evening. Users began reporting issues with the bank around 4 p.m. Eastern. And you can see, if you look it up, it's on truth11.com. Somebody screenshotted all the Google Trend stuff.
So what happened with the GoFundMe campaign? Did they give any of the money back? Was that up and operating?
GoFundMe started by saying you have to come register to get your money back. And then people lit them up and they just sent everybody's money back, allegedly. We'll see. I mean, give it a couple of weeks and see if that actually happened. But the give, send, go stuff, I know TD Canada has already seized 1.1 million at least of people's money, and that's never going back.
Yeah, and because to me, I look at it like this. I know you were saying about 95% of Canadians, if they support it or don't, that it's still wrong. I think you are the country who you elect, even with America and with the Biden shit, right? Everything that's happening right now, the high gas, inflation, all this fucking supply chain bullshit, Buttigieg's paternity leave for 2 months as the head of transportation, all that other shit. That's who got elected into the fucking country. We deserve this bullshit. It sucks, but I mean, fuck, man. Somebody thought this was a good idea. Somebody last year in November just thought, man, I think Biden would make this. It'd be great. It'd be great with him in there. So
maybe. I mean, people's minds were poisoned by the mainstream and social media every single day, right? I mean, we didn't find out.
But you weren't.
We didn't have the evidence that this. Well, we didn't have. We had a lot of evidence, but we didn't have the main evidence that of the Hillary spying thing and shit like that, and then the Steele dossier being proven to be nonsense until after the election. But so until that point, that was an absolute. Until the day of the vote, that was an absolute fact in probably 50% of the country's brain. Right? Trump did something with Russia. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was legal. Maybe it wasn't. But we don't like it. That's all they knew.
But do you blame people for being dumb?
Yes.
I do too. So like you and I didn't vote that way, and it's just like, all right, cool, man. 81 million people did. So fuck. If you're pissed off about what's going on, same with Canada. That's the way I look at it. Same with Canada. You vote for that fucker in there. What did he fake COVID and then he actually got COVID, or maybe didn't get COVID? No,
I mean,
I don't know the real story of that.
It's not like we can fucking subpoena his records. First, it was he got exposed to COVID. Then it was he had COVID. He's quarantining. Then it was the first families wouldn't move to a secret location to protect them. Yeah. So whatever the polling, they were probably running polls.
Internal polls.
No, like public polls to try to find out what people would react to the most. Like, oh, if we say that he's in hiding, that makes them seem dangerous. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Well, look, we should all be behind a VPN. Specifically, expressvpn.com/drinkinbros. This one's about porn today, which is a fun one. I love that they embrace it. Mm-hmm. I love that they embrace who they are. I don't like companies who give you clinical ad reads and shit like that. Like this, we've had ExpressVPN for years on this show. We love them. They're great. It's just a seamless app that runs in the background of your computer, iPhone, all that shit. But this one today, this ad copy is about porn. I know that none of you watch porn, but just in case you have any friends that do, You want to pay attention to this. With everything going on in the world, governments have increased their surveillance. They're using your devices to track your location, movements, and in many countries, your internet activity. The fucking new app I just downloaded was trying to track my shit. It was Under Armour, for Christ's sakes. And I was like, why the fuck do you need to know where I am today? You don't want to be literally caught with your pants down over your internet activity. And one of the best ways to keep your online browsing activity private is by using ExpressVPN. When you use ExpressVPN, your internet connection is rerouted through a secure encrypted server so you can surf the web anonymously without anyone looking over your shoulder. Look, I know you probably think all you have to do is use incognito mode on your phone and no one can see what you've watched. Like the last hentai video on Pornhub. Giorgio, when's the last time you've got... I know yours is probably, what, 12 hours?
14.
You love that shit. You love it.
Can't deny it.
That's fine. But nobody needs to see that shit, okay? Even when you're using incognito mode, your internet provider, like Verizon or AT&T, can see every single website you visited. If you live in an on-campus area or shared Wi-Fi, your network admin can see it too. To be honest, it's kind of scary. That's why I use ExpressVPN whenever I go online, and I recommend all of you to do the same thing. Without ExpressVPN, you're giving people a free license to peek over your shoulder and see all the freaky shit you're looking at. So protect your privacy today and get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. Visit expressvpn.com/drinkinbros. That is expressvpn.com/drinkinbros for 3 months free with a 1-year package. Visit expressvpn.com/drinkinbros to learn more. I've had it for years, by the way, at this point. It's pretty much just the norm, I think, for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So here we are. Here we are, kids. We're in a new world now. They're hacking everything, and they'll find out about it eventually. But the point is whether they'll believe it or not. And with the Hillary thing, nobody's believing that, apparently. Except for us.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's not that people don't believe it. The people that have heard about it, the Democrats poll that knew about it, all want her to be investigated for it. But it's not that. It's the fucking the media just won't report it.
No, the media won't report it, but then you have so many Hillary supporters like, oh, there's lies. It's all lies. It's Trump and Russia. It's Trump and all this. No. Next up, Trudeau, who I was talking about earlier, reacts to the Freedom Convoy by invoking wartime measures. The Canadian Prime Minister is considering responding to the ongoing protests in Canada by using the nation's Emergencies Act that gives the federal government additional power to address national emergencies. The Emergencies Act, which replaced the War Measures Act, defines a national emergency as a temporary, urgent, and critical situation that endangers the lives, health, or safety of Canadians. On Sunday night, Trudeau released a statement where he announced, "Today I convened another incident response group meeting. We covered further actions the government can take to help end the blockades and occupations. We'll keep working urgently on this to protect jobs, public safety, our neighborhoods, and our economy." Now, if this does indeed invoke the measure, if he does, it would give him the power to prohibit aspects of public assembly and travel in his efforts to stop the protesters from continuing their effort to end vaccine mandates.
Yeah, he can basically unilaterally say you can't travel from one province to another. Like he could effectively shut down the internal borders. So imagine not being able to go from Texas to Oklahoma or Louisiana or something like that. That would be in his power to do that. It provides the government with 30-day time-limited powers enabling the prohibition of public assembly, travel, and the use of specific types of property as well, like hunting and shit like that. It would also allow Ottawa to designate protected places and force privately owned tow trucks, tow truck companies to provide services to their city. Now, what does the word force mean exactly? Is the RCMP or Canadian military going to go to tow truck places that say no with guns?
That's what I wonder.
And then shoot them if they say no?
Yeah.
Fuck you. This shit isn't happening. I guarantee you not one truck gets towed out of there. Like, if they do, that's a fucking cowardly fucking move. There's nothing they could do to you. You really think that they're going to come shoot you because you didn't do it? Like, what are they going to do? Put you out of business? No, then you have civil trial. This is fuck this shit.
Wasn't there one border that they were able to open up by moving shit around? Or am I mistaken?
No, the truckers moved.
Oh, they did?
They left, yeah.
Okay.
That's the only way it happened, is they left.
And so why did they leave, by the way? Were they just out of gas, food?
What my understanding is that they felt like they had accomplished their mission and drawn a lot of attention to that, and they had been informed that blockading that area was affecting just normal people too much. So they left there and went back to Ottawa.
Classic Canadians. They're just too nice. They're just too nice. American truckers wouldn't fucking budge.
I mean, no, they would. They're working class, and they respect other working class people. You apply the amount of pressure necessary to get the job done.
Yeah.
This is how it is.
So is it still jammed up there now?
In the city, yeah.
No shit. Okay.
We'll see. I doubt a whole lot of people even know where Ottawa is. So,
no.
Toronto, this is Ontario over here. Toronto, Ottawa's right up there.
Okay.
Right?
So the only thing I know about Toronto and its location is 666, the Drake song. That's it.
Oh, I don't know
where Ottawa is. Vancouver, I've worked in before, so I know where that's at. But that's about it.
Yeah. So
that's my knowledge of Canada.
This has been debated yesterday in Parliament. That's when Trudeau called or said that a Jewish conservative member of Parliament was joining ranks with people who waved Confederate and Nazi flags. Now, that's a weird thing for a man that's done blackface to say to a Jewish woman whose grandmother survived the Holocaust.
Yeah. Super strange.
I guess. I don't know. Or maybe it's not. Like, there's no definition for racism anymore.
No.
Right? If you're a leftist, then you're fine. You can do whatever you can fucking touch girls. You can fucking kill old people. You can wear blackface all you want. You can say the N-word, and it doesn't even fucking matter. But if you're conservative, racist, regardless of behavior.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah, I just want to go in blackface just like the rest of everyone, you know?
I can't wait. I think we should do it.
I just want to live my life.
I think we should we should get Drinkin Bros together on some shitty airline like Spirit or something.
Yeah.
And buy the entire plane worth of tickets out. And then all sit on there together, take our mask off, just sit there. What are they going to do? They're going to arrest fucking 300 people on a plane?
I think, would they turn the plane around? Because they did. There was a flight to Miami.
There's only one way to find out.
Miami to South Africa that got diverted for one person. They just turned that motherfucker around.
Yeah.
For one person.
That's one way to find out. For one person, it's easy. Yeah, that's a rowdy customer. The other thing is something entirely different.
Yeah. I think I could fly the plane, by the way.
No, you can't. You can't even log into your fucking email.
I was listening to Softcore History the other night. They were talking about Helen Keller. She flew 20 minutes of a flight. Was that real, or was that an actual stat?
Is that how she died?
That's real. No, she didn't die that way.
How did she die? Suicide?
No. She lived to be like 87.
So that you can kill yourself at 87.
Yeah, she didn't kill herself.
You don't know.
Was she hang gliding?
She like stroked out.
Oh, like
because Betty White was fentanyl, right? It was right on New Year's.
no,
New
it was
Year's Eve?
nine. Oh, that's
Yeah,
No.
Helen Keller actually wrecked her Harley.
And that's how she died. It's a wild show. My wife was on it, and they talked about Helen Keller creating 9/11 on that show.
well, maybe, yeah.
Well, she was
Kind of.
responsible
Connection.
for some deaths on 9/11. We actually missed the biggest connection of all.
Yeah. Which
listener pointed
hand
out.
up, we'll reevaluate next episode. But she actually met Osama bin Laden.
Shut the fuck up.
Who did? Betty White?
No, Helen Keller.
Helen Keller?
Is that real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did Helen Keller die?
68.
What would she meet? A 2-year-old Bin Laden? Was she
Probably-
holding?
that'd
Is
be
there a
like-
picture of her holding a baby Bin Laden?
That's like a teen bin Laden, maybe tween bin Laden, I think.
Bin
Okay.
Laden was born in 1957.
So that would make him 9. If they met when she died, when did they meet?
Well, she died in 60 something.
68.
Okay. We'll have to
68.
do the math on that.
Where would she have met him?
I'm sorry, I don't care about all that. Where did you discover
I care.
this, and where did they meet? and things like that?
The connection with 9/11 is that her like foundation and everything was in the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
So she was personally responsible for at least a few deaths in 9/11.
There were quite a few businesses inside the Twin Towers.
Oh, there's a bunch.
I
There
don't
was
know
a bunch.
if you're aware of that.
But Helen Keller's, why was she there?
I don't know. Where's she from originally? Like the Midwest, right?
Tecumseh, Alabama.
Oof.
Yeah.
They should have left her there.
She probably left there. She was just like, I'm out of here. I can't even see shit, and I'm out of here. She could smell. She probably smelled that town and was like, let's get the fuck out of here.
I don't think down our lower Manhattan smells much better than Alabama, does it?
I don't know what it was like in the 60s. Maybe it was nice.
It was probably mostly pee, like it is now.
Yeah, maybe.
It's mostly pee and dead rats.
Maybe.
That's the smell.
Keller, dude. You're trying to say she held bin Laden as a baby. That's crazy, dude.
Like Simba.
Yeah, just raised him up.
She dunked on him in a fucking pickup basketball game.
If there's a photo of it, I'll believe it.
We got to find the photo. It was a few listeners reached out to me about it, so I actually have to confirm that.
So you're saying there's a photo, an alleged photo of her with bin Laden?
Not a photo, but they said they met. I've had multiple people reach out to me about it.
Yeah, but multiple people voted for Joe Biden. That doesn't make it right.
That's true.
Yeah, 81 million, you know? If she gave a little hug to bin Laden as a baby, she didn't know. I bet he had a beard at 9.
What if she just touches him on the shoulder once?
Good enough. I just want a photo.
Oh yeah, hey, somebody
Just confirm it with a photo.
Mangy Bat in the chat here just brought up the Trudeau Castro connection. Have you guys ever done a thing on that, or is Conman?
Yeah, have you guys done
That's a Sean thing.
I don't know.
Because it's a conspiracy?
It's pretty credible
Okay. What's the connection there with Trudeau and Castro?
that Castro is his dad.
That's heavy.
Yeah, and it's easy to manipulate the mind using photos, but if you look at a
yes.
facial analysis of the two of them, it's
Yeah.
like it's way closer than him and his dad.
Yeah.
Right.
How would his mom have met Castro?
That's a good question. There's
Is she
plenty-
Cubano?
There's a ton of information about that on the interwebs.
All right. In the meantime, though, Bob, do you still have that picture of Daryl Hannah? I'm thinking about
No,
that.
you get that picture of the baby.
Of baby bin Laden and Helen Keller. We're waiting on 2 photos.
No, not that. That's baby.
We're waiting on 2 photos.
This is your baby. Good luck raising that thing. Does it already have hand tattoos, or what is that?
No, I think it's just the fanny pack's so good in this photo. It's so good.
That was the last touch. He sent it to me without the fanny pack, and I just said, "Is there any way you can add a fanny pack, like real subtle, like?"
It's great. Fine. I'd say what? While you find the Keller and bin Laden photo as a baby, I'll read the next ad. This is Sunday. This is sunday.com/drinkinbros20. Get 20% off at sunday.com/drinkinbros20. If you're not an OG listener, maybe you're new to the show, Sunday is a lawn care, I would say, messiah at this point. They're some of the best in the biz. Dude, I've ordered them, probably 6 or 7 times. I've got a fucking acre, so I'm always replacing grass. It dies in Texas a lot if it's a tree is shading it, and you're just like, all right, I guess that's a fucking thing. I'm new to this, not true to this, Texas. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you that I'm a full Texan. I'm not gonna tell you what "let it go" means at all. But I can tell you about the goddamn lawn. Can say that all day. It's hard to imagine, but spring is almost here. We're headed towards March. We're so close to feeling that soft grass between our toes. But first, we need to get that lawn back. Mine's dried up, and there's about 3 months here that it's just dried, and you're like, all right, cool. North Carolina was like that too. But if you're worried about all the chemicals and your yard looking its best, traditional lawn care lays down 90 million pounds of pesticides each year. Sunday is different. They're on a mission to change how people care for their yards. Sunday has all the products you need for proper lawn care. A lot of people don't think about their lawn in the winter, but it's time because you're going to start prepping for the new year, brother. And that new year's in the spring for your lawns.
I think Bob used this.
Yeah, Sunday? Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. He goes out there.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to spray that lawn up real good.
Yeah. You got a new house, too? Shit, dude. You're out there in the whites, New Balances, too. And that fresh grass.
Getting them stained so
Yeah.
everybody knows what's up.
Got to get those white New Balances
Is
stained up.
it embarrassing for a man to have a clean pair of white New Balance after 40?
Yeah. You got to get your shit stained up, dude. Sunday can help you grow a beautiful lawn without guesswork or the nasty chemicals. Their custom plans include fertilizers and everything you need to easily care for your lawn and ingredients like seaweed, iron, molasses, and you can feel fine about your kids and pets being around it. All you have to do is visit getsunday.com, put in your address, and their lawn analysis tool does the rest. I did this. When I did it, it was like soil, climate. I mean, it did everything throughout the year. And I was like, Jesus Christ, are you living inside my lawn? Pretty close. Just attach the ready-to-use pouch to a garden hose and spray. Takes less than 15 minutes. Super fucking easy, even for a dummy like me. And Sunday is offering our listeners 20% off. Full season plans start at $129 and get 20% off at checkout when you visit getsunday.com/drinkinbros20. That's 20% off your custom plan at getsunday.com/drinkinbros20. It'll tell you what type of grass you need all the way around. And that's how I looked mine up. And then they sent it to me, and it was Bermuda. It was very beautiful. And sprayed that shit all over my yard. And it worked. Once they were putting that pool in and everything, I had to replace it. Those dickheads weren't going to do it, so I went to Sunday. So you can too. Go to getsunday.com/drinkinbros20. That is drinkinbros20 there. Next up, the Seattle transit system. So sounds like one hell of a party. Jesus Christ, these guys have been raging. Seattle's transit system has become unusable after reports of toxic fentanyl and meth smoke, volatile behavior in dangerous work environments, according to local authorities. Jesus, man, they've had 398 security incidents reports recently, just in drug use.
Yeah.
Cops won't even go in there anymore, will they? They're out. No. They're done.
Yeah, they're not going down there. I mean, they would just get high if they were, unless they were hazmat suits and shit. So since the summer of last year, at least 6 operators have had to stop mid-shift because of getting high.
They're high.
And 14 additional drivers reported headaches, dizziness, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if you can get secondhand high off of fucking fentanyl smoke or crack.
Not fentanyl, but maybe crack. Giorgio, you're the resident crack expert here.
I think you got to have it in your lungs.
Yeah, so it's probably just making them fucking feel like shit.
Okay.
The city plans to release a new safety, security, and fair enforcement initiative in February.
That's nice.
Yeah, they're. You better quit it.
I mean it this time too. God damn it, I mean it.
I'm super duper serial about this.
God damn it, dude.
The Metro, the MTA, has provided law enforcement. Has avoided law enforcement against the homeless population after widespread protests triggered by the death of George Floyd. So they don't want to piss off all their fucking weirdo Antifa homeless people.
No.
So they're just letting them smoke crack on the fucking MTA. And you know what will happen? People will stop using the MTA, and they already are. They've had to shut down some of them.
Yep.
And they won't get all that sweet, sweet revenue anymore.
No.
Everybody at the end of the day is a capitalist, right?
Yeah, and I mean, look, crime has surged in Seattle. Shootings are up 46% in 2020. I think they've just given up. That, everybody who's from there just says, hey, there's certain parts of town that we just don't go to anymore.
I think we should treat it the whole Seattle MTA like Resident Evil, the first one, right? We get kitted up and we go down there, lock the door behind us, and just mow our way through these people until there's nothing left but fucking blood and corpses.
What about a flamethrower?
No, because then you damage the equipment. I would use frangible rounds and just go down there and start fucking smoking people. Okay. You've clearly, if you've become such a piece of shit that you're denying people the ability to just use public transportation, not out of even fear. It's part of it. The biggest part of it probably is fear, but then you're adding on the fact that you smoked so much crack that the air is cloudy. Get the fuck out of here. You got to go.
It's crazy. High and Angry is saying you got to wear BK Knights and Ranger panties to cut the grass. I haven't heard a BK Knights reference in a long time.
No, well, he's not a white person, so that's not surprising.
All right. Even better.
Yeah.
Even better. But yeah, Seattle, as far as friends who have been through it, even shit, you and I were in the airport somewhere going to a game, and there was a couple from Seattle that was drinking beers, and they were like, hey, dude, like the show? They're like, I was like, is Seattle as bad as it everybody says? And they were like, it's worse. But now we've just avoided those areas of town altogether and just accepted that they've been taken over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what fucking country is this? What world do we live in that we're just like, we can't do anything about it?
America in the 80s?
Yeah.
Was that what it was like?
Well, in South Central, cops didn't go down there.
Yeah, man. Growing up in St. Louis, the 80s, 90s, are just parts of town you didn't go to.
Yeah. Well,
Still are.
I guess Atlanta. Atlanta was the same, but we got a heads up. We got a firm heads up of like, hey, but it was because of my race, not because of like, oh, hey, you're gonna get fucking stabbed or well, maybe who fucking
this
knows,
dude is saying like Castro or Trudeau's mom was a swinger and fuck Castro. There's a picture of Castro holding a young Trudeau. That when Castro's son killed himself a couple of years ago, he wrote something about Justin in his suicide note. I don't know if any of that's true.
I don't either.
But I'm going to speculate and say it probably is.
Well, we can go there. Bob, did you find the Bin Laden Helen Keller pic?
Gonna have to do some digging on that.
If you're gonna do a show about it on Softcore History,
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, we lost so much footage in 9/11.
Yeah, and the Library of Alexandria, too, could have
yeah,
proved some of them.
yeah. So you think deliberately maybe they took a plane in there to get rid of the Bin Laden Helen Keller
footage,
pic? Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying, but I'm saying.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
BK, I'm still a little off with that BK Knights reference.
Why?
I haven't fully recovered from that. BK, what is he like? Going to bring up Jordache?
So Castro's got a baby in this
Yeah.
one. Put this on screen.
That's Trudeau.
That's Justin Trudeau and his
that's
mom.
his mom right there.
Shut the fuck up. Is that real?
Yeah. Yeah, everybody knows about this shit.
I don't know about it.
Well, everybody that,
Reads?
can read and shit.
I can't. So what was the backstory that they're saying? What does Trudeau say about this shit? Or does he? Has he said anything?
Katz Kulo Jackson, which is asshole, or I guess ass Jackson,
Sure.
says Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, Jack Nicholson all banged Maggie Trudeau. And there was something else, like he may have been conceived during a threesome.
Is she that hot? Show that pic again. She didn't seem that hot.
No, but her husband was the prime minister of fucking Canada.
Yeah, that's true. You would do it just to do it if that was the husband. Zoom in on a photo of her. Actually, pull up Mrs. Trudeau. Yeah, let's get some images of her.
Young Mags.
There's a fun flirty pic. Is that colorized? Is that her? That'll play. All right, that'll play. Oh shit! Look at that. That's a flirty one to the right with the afro and shit. Yeah, that'll play. That'll play in a threesome for sure. Okay, I stand corrected. The black and white did her no favors, but these do. That'll work for a nice little threesome, a little get together. No shit. Well, Trudeau's got one thing going for him:
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
a decent looking swinging mom.
well, I don't know is she still alive? We can ask her.
Let's get her on the show. Now, where is this? Are they
I don't know.
partying
This is
together?
her partying somewhere, man.
Oh shit! That looks like Ghislaine.
Is she wearing that costume? It looks kind of
That's a
like
dude.
Raiden from fucking Mortal Kombat. What the hell is that shit?
70s. There's a lot of coke going on. What if that really is Castro's kid?
I think the only way to solve that, get a DNA sample from Castro
And
who's now
Trudeau.
dead, but his family members are alive still. Well, his brother is still alive. I think they may be hiding his dead body too right now.
I'd
but
love to know the answer to this.
either way, we can find one of Castro's family members and figure out if Trudeau's related. I think the world has a right to know
I do too.
if he's a fucking sleeper agent.
Yeah.
I always forget that this sticker of Brent Pella is right here.
Did he put that on there?
No, I did.
That's funny.
I always forget, but then I see it in camera. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, Justin Trudeau's a cunt.
Okay.
But Seattle also, they've had a huge crime surge, and none of this stuff is going to go anywhere.
No.
It's like just fucking, the country is tearing itself apart. Well, that's not true. Parts of the country are tearing itself apart. Mm-hmm. And people that live around those parts of the country are fucking pissed, and everybody else is like, well, get what you paid for, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've never been in Seattle, by the way.
No.
And I have zero desire to go there after all this shit.
Yeah, my thing is, if they went so far out of their way to fucking vote these assholes in, now I'm like, I'm uninviting you from the party,
Yeah.
right? Instead of trying to help you at this point, I'm done. If you didn't vote for Biden, move on in here to Texas or wherever else. But if you voted for this clown or you voted for the socialist literally on the city council of Seattle, or voted for the retard DAs in New York and New York City and fucking LA, then stay where you are and reap the fucking benefits of your stupidity.
Enjoy it. Enjoy every
Bunch of
last
fucking
fucking
bitches.
second of it. And while you're doing it, might as well chew on some Lucy nicotine gum. Boom. Has that been taken too? Every fucking sponsor gets taken. No, here it is. I hit it. Look, we're all adults here. I know some of us choose to use nicotine to relax, focus, or just unwind after a long day. Lucy is a modern oral nicotine company that makes nicotine gum. Boom, right here. There it is. Looks like Wrigley. Like it looks like normal gum. Look at. I'm just gonna open it up here for you. Boom, look at that. It's a nice little chew there. You got the lozenges, the pouches for adults who are looking for the best, most responsible way to consume their nicotine. It's a new year. Why not start it off by switching to a new nicotine product that you can feel good about? Aubrey, again, I know I've said this a million times, but Aubrey Marcus is the one that's really tuned us onto this, and it's great. He's right. You just pop one of these in your mouth and you're good to go. I mean, it is a nice jolt to get awake. Dan's got the pouches on his deck. I like the wintergreen. Wintergreen's my fave. I know a lot of the office is swaying towards the cinnamon. Whatever, man. You can get all of it if you want. If you enjoy using nicotine, you should definitely try Lucy's products at lucy.co. That is lucy.co. Use the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout. Also, I have to read this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Remember, if you're interested in a better way to use nicotine, visit lucy.co and be sure to use that promo code Drinkin Bros. Kids, and they got everything there. It's great. A lot of people are. Lucy's a huge sponsor, dude. Mm-hmm. They're doing a lot of podcasts. Next up, the Prince Andrew verdict proves laws only apply to poor people, D'Anthony.
Well, we already knew that.
I knew that.
Same thing with AIDS.
Yeah. Poor people, that's it.
Yeah.
Prince Andrew settled a civil sexual. So it was the civil one. Okay, yeah. The civil sexual assault case brought against him by Jeffrey Epstein, accuser, Virginia. You want to give a shot at that last name? Is it
probably Giffrey?
Giffrey?
Yeah. That's how I would say it.
Soft you.
That's how I would say it.
Soft you. Andrew and Giffrey reached out. They reached an out-of-court settlement.
It'd be cooler if it was Jafar, though.
That'd be awesome.
Honestly, that would be way better.
Fucking great, dude.
Then you could take some cred for the fucking genie shit.
It'd be great. But they've reached an out-of-court settlement. I heard it was $16 million, by the way. So 16 was the final number. I originally heard 20, and then 16 was what they landed on. And now this says it's a substantial donation to her charity, but
her charity. What's her charity? Get Virginia Giffrey
her.
Out of poverty.
Yeah,
.com.
Get her fucking rich. She deserves it.
/ you touched me. So
if she had to get fucked by a puppet, she deserves this money.
I don't know. I mean, that at least it happened to her physical body, and it wasn't in the fucking metaverse. You know what I mean?
That would have been better.
Yeah.
The lawyer for Prince Andrew says that Prince Andrew regrets his association with Epstein and commends the bravery of Miss Giffrey and other survivors in standing up for themselves and others. He pledges to demonstrate his regret for his association with Epstein by supporting the fight against the evils of sex trafficking and supporting its victims. I heard behind the scenes that the Queen made him do this.
Well,
because this is the fastest settlement of all time.
She's the one that paid for it, is my understanding.
Oh, yeah. Well, she paid for everything. She's the Queen. She pays for everything. So to get him the fuck out of this, I'm sure she was like, let's wrap this up as quickly as possible. Because, I mean, this wasn't filed that long ago because they were waiting to get through the Ghislaine trial. And now that that's over, then you could file in civil. So you got the civil, and you get $16 million. But
she got her own money, and then roughly $2.7 million to the charity, which came from the Queen as well. It says the Queen arranged the deal to help Andrew under the stipulation that she not be connected to any personal payment to Giffrey.
So that makes sense then. That 20 million number. So 16 plus the 2.7, you're right around 18.7. So yeah, it's right around 20 million. But I wonder what that girl does now.
It's also been announced recently that the Queen is allowing Andrew to remain her counselor of state and keep his dukedom and rank as vice admiral. Now he's was temporarily stripped of titles, but now that this is settled, it looks like he's going to get them back.
Yeah, why not? That's what happens, Dan. That's what happens, brother. You get to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
If you're rich enough, you can do whatever you want.
Virginia Giffrey can do whatever she wants now, I guess.
Yeah, dude, 16 mil. And then the charity got 2.7. Where's she living, by the way? Because
Probably New York.
one would think, right?
Yeah.
Or Arizona.
Maybe LA or New York.
Giorgio, you might have a new one to track down. I mean, she's got 16 mil in the bank.
He's not back here.
It looks like somebody plain, that he would date, probably.
Maybe.
Next up, Hugh Hefner. Like to give dogs hand jobs and watch snuff films. Let that sit for a second for you guys. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Love to give dogs hand jobs and watch snuff films, according to Sandra Theodore, a former girlfriend of Playboy founder Hugh Hefner. Her ex-boyfriend was a monster who enjoyed watching snuff films and jacking off one of his dogs.
Which dog, though? Right?
A lot of questions.
Yeah.
Not a lot of answers, Dan. But maybe you'll get them in a 10-part documentary on A&E where Sandra claims Hefner forced her to sleep with other men and women while he recorded it. Among many other things, Sandra alleges that she walked into a room in the Playboy mansion where she found Hefner giving a hand job to one of his dogs. When asked what he was doing, Hefner simply replied, "Well, dogs have needs too."
That seems unlikely. Not gonna lie. It seems very unlikely that happened.
He's dead, so it's not like he could come back.
And what does it mean to be forced to do something? Like, you want to be in this position where some dude's giving you $15,000 a month, but he requires this?
Yeah.
That's not being forced.
No.
That's a business decision that you've made personally.
And we know personal playmates who have been under that contract, who lived in the mansion, who are like, dude, you can leave whenever you want. That is, he does not give a shit. There's fucking 80 other women who are willing to have orgies and watch old-timey movies from the fucking 40s. Like,
well, snuff films from the 40s and him jack off dogs, apparently.
This is crazy.
How do you, let me ask you this. Guys behind the booth there, we're going to need your input on this as well. How do you jack off a dog? Do you stand to the side and put your hand on his back like this and jack him off? Or do you stand behind him like you're jacking yourself? How do you do it?
You're worried about getting kicked. I think you go from the side.
Yeah, but dogs don't kick like that. They would be more likely to turn around and bite you.
They also hook. So, I mean, you got to go back and listen to that Tansy story.
Yeah. No. They hook.
They hook. You mean the wieners?
Yeah, they hook in.
Not all of them, but yeah.
Not all of them, but
bigger dogs do. Like
I think you go from the side. I think you got to go from the side on this one. This gets worse.
Or the front. I mean, you could do it this way too.
This is how I think you do it. Or here.
Let's see it.
Yeah, this is a documentary we found on how to jack off a
Oh,
dog.
yeah.
This is, I believe, the proper technique.
So you just rub his chest.
It's like a belly rub.
Jack him off.
Yeah, it's like a belly rub.
I got it.
I think at this point you should only tune in for the end of the show because we saved the worst stories for last here. Because this doesn't end, by the way. This is another statement. Jesus Christ. Hefner's alleged interest in dogs has been corroborated by former porn star Linda Lovelace, who claimed she was forced to give a German Shepherd a blowjob while Hefner and his friends
German
watched.
Shepherd. So it's a dog with a big hog on it.
I guess I've never owned one. I've never owned one.
Oh, she's had one in her mouth.
Boy. Former Playboy bunny mother, PJ Maston, claims she witnessed the oral interaction between Lovelace and the dog, saying they got her so messed up, they made her give the German Shepherd oral sex. You want to talk about depravity? That's despicable. Sandra went on to describe Hefner as being like a vampire. He was sucking the life out of me. Really, he was a monster. The things he was turned on by, nothing was enough, nothing. Well, now that might be true.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, with that many women and being Hugh Hefner for 60 years,
Yeah.
at that point, you're probably bored with everything. Like, I don't know about him jacking off a dog, but the other things that maybe I can see.
Well, she also said that he was really into snuff films.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, a snuff film is a film where an actual murder takes place, and usually there's some kind of sexual part of it as well.
Her quote is in this documentary. What kind of mind is so far gone that it takes killing somebody to get them excited for that big release.
Well,
He was opening my eyes to this monster. I mean, really, he was a monster. I get that. You said it 80 times.
Yeah.
Okay. You just have to say it once.
the more somebody calls somebody else a monster, the less I believe it. To be honest. It's because it sounds like, who are you trying to convince here? Just give me the facts. I'll decide if he's a monster or not. And I've decided he's not. You just sound like kind of a prude. What, you want to jack off dogs? What are we doing here, folks? Why are we fucking on this planet if not to jack off dogs?
And to watch some snuff films.
Yeah.
What kind of snuff though? Was it killing like mice with like pantyhose on? Like what kind of?
It's usually people.
I don't think I've ever seen the people one.
I've seen a bunch.
Really?
Yeah. On, what's it called? Live Leak now, but it used to be called ogrish.com.
Okay.
There's a bunch of weird shit on there.
So what was it? Was somebody actually getting killed?
Yeah.
No shit.
It's like a movie scene sometimes. Like they write a script for it and then actually like hire some kind of low-level actor and then fucking kill them. I don't think people do it as much anymore, honestly. But
That's a
it was
shame.
big like back in the fucking 80s, 70s and 80s and 90s. Probably had something to do with all the drugs.
Okay. I mean, just thinking about it out loud, what I've seen the animals get crushed. So that one, like the mice and the fucking, hey, put on some fishnet stockings, all that
Yeah.
other shit, see the blood, see the dead mouse. I've never seen a human die, though, during the...
It's usually like choking and stabbing shit too.
Okay. And you can verify the deaths, like it looks real, like the people are dead?
So not all of them, but some of them have ended in criminal prosecution, right? So
shit.
those are legit for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucked up.
You know what else is legit? Our Drinkin' Bro of the Week. And you can submit at drinkinbros.com. Comes in right to our email, and we read it live on air. If we don't get to them, we'll just go back in time and find them. So
Yeah, don't fucking if yours doesn't get read, send it again
yeah, send it again.
because
They'll
there's
be
a
in here.
huge list and
Yeah, it'll be here. So this week is William Beatty from Florida, OG member, listening since 2015, is nominating Kyle Rivera. Reason for the nomination: Sergeant Rivera, Air Force, came down with cancer while on active duty. He's a solid, down-to-earth, and hardworking dude, and an awesome NCO. He's a great guy that will work until the job's done and always shoot it straight. Cheers to him, and drinks on me. Cheers, fuckers. Cheers.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, go to drinkinbros.com. The submission's on there. The store is on there. We're fully loaded in the store, ready to rock. And the Bro Boxes, by the way, you're going to get something new every single month, and it will not be available again. That's it, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you definitely want to get in on that.
Go to drinkinbros.com/store. Everything is in there, dude. All the hats. This is a new hat, too. This is a new Flex Fit, dude. What up? What up?
This is a new hoodie.
Yeah,
It
natural
says
immunity hoodie.
Natural immunity.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Good to go in there. Yeah, we got all the things in there. So support the show because that money just goes straight to us, and we pay the employees with
We use it for drugs,
snuff films.
snuff films, jacking off our dogs.
I can see Hightower Sean making a snuff film, or
I
watching
actually
it to get off.
No, I think he would be more likely the victim of a snuff film.
You think he's gonna get snuffed out?
Like somebody would trick him into this is your big break, and then all of a sudden stab.
Yeah, stab right to the. Sean, you ever get involved in a snuff film? Okay.
Not surprised by
Come
that.
on, come around here on camera here. We'll close the show out with you.
Or just get in the middle of the booth there.
Yeah, either one is fine. No, I think walk around, show the people. This is somebody who's into snuff films right here. Boom, right there. There it is. Just wave.
You're not making it any better standing there like a sociopath.
No, but we're making it easier for authorities to find him. So that's all that matters. Thanks, Sean. I'll let you go strangle bait in the other room.
We're probably going to get canceled one day because of all the crazy conspiracy shit he does. And every time he pops on camera, they're
Yeah.
going to fucking have facial recognition.
And they'll be like, that guy, the guy that's into snuff films, we raided his house.
Wanted for murder.
It was wheelchair porn, it was snuff films, and there was a bunch of Teddy Ruxpins with the heads ripped off.
And the butt's ripped out, too.
Yeah, that's Sean. That's Sean, though. Thanks for tuning in, kids. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good.